two, three. Hello, everyone. How you doing? You're very welcome to this week's Roscommon LGFA with myself, Aidan Raftery, and of course, as always, we have Ellen Hynes. Hello, Ellen. How are you? Are you well?
Hey, how are you keeping?
Not too bad now, not too bad, and plenty going on the club scene here in Roscommon, and so there's a good few results and fixtures to go through.
Yeah, so our adult championship is underway. We're well into it now, coming close to the final stages soon enough. So if we just start off with the senior, they played on Sunday the 10th. We had Boyle playing Bridget's. Final score was 5-12 to Bridget's, 1-7 to Boyle. We had Kilbride playing Dominic's, 3-13 to 2-9 to Kilbride. And we had Kilglass-Kilmore 2-6 to Clonagale, 9-19. So Clonagale won that. And Shannon Gales had a bye that same weekend. So then this coming weekend, Sunday the 17th, St. Dominic's are playing Clonagale. Boyle are playing Kilbride. St. Bridget's are playing Shannon Gales. And Kilglass-Kilmore have a bye. So as the senior stands, Kilbride are on top of the table with 10 points. Clonagale close with 7, and Boyle and Dominic's are both tied for 6 points each. So, the senior championship is well underway. All teams, really showing up on the pitch, and it's, showing on the score lines. So some very impressive scores there. Then we move down into intermediate from last Sunday. Castlereagh played Éire Óg, and Éire Óg came out with the win, so that was 3-13 to 1-3. St. Crohn's played St. Barry's, 2-16 to 4-6 in favour of Crohn's, and St. Kieran's played Western Gales, 7-13 to 2-9. Then coming this Sunday, Éire Óg are playing Barry's, St. Crohn's are playing St. Kieran's, and Western Gales will be facing Castlereagh. Intermediate standing is Éire Óg is on 12 points, St. Kieran's on 9, and St. Barry's and St. Crohn's are both on 6 points each. When we go into the Junior A competition, Oran played Strokestown last week, and Oran came out with the win 2-22 to 2-12. So, that game seems to have been quite a close game. And then Pierce's played Northern Harps. Northern Harps came out with the win 7-12 to 2-7. And Michael Gravies had a bye that weekend. Coming weekend, Northern Harps are playing Oran, Michael Gravies are playing Pierce's, and Strokestown have a bye. As that stands, Northern Harps is top of the table with 6 points, and Oran, Michael Gravies, and Port Pierce's all have 3 points. Looking into Junior B, St. Folia's played Four Roads last Friday, and Four Roads came out with the win 3-4 to 10 points. As well, St. Mary's played Clonagale, and came out with the win 3-12 to 6 points. Clan and Four Roads are playing this Friday, and then St. Mary's and Folia's will be facing each other on Sunday. Four Roads and Clan are both joint at the top with 6 points each. As well as that, Junior C is now heading into semi-finals, I think 2 weeks' time. So I've got no new fixtures to report on that, I don't think, anyway. As well as that, we had a few under-19 finals. I think it was 2 weeks ago now at this stage, because we weren't chatting last week. So Kilbride bet St. Barry's 2-14 to 1-11, and Four Roads bet St. Michael Ronan's 4-9 to 3-9. So again, two very close finals when you really look at it. 6 points in it in the Division 2 final, Kilbride and Barry's, and then 3 points in it in the Division 4 final for Rhodes with St. Michael Romans. So, I got to attend that match, and it was very close. Second half, it was brilliant to see as well, to get to see all these other age groups. So yeah, some very exciting fixtures coming up again this weekend, as we discuss every week. The teams really are showing up this year, and it's hard to call as of yet any of the divisions or the championship finals yet, who's going to be in it, how it will pan out.
That's it, and I suppose really with it, looking across the senior and the intermediate and junior B and junior C, There was a lot of high scoring games, so I suppose people that are going to the games would have been treated to some great scoring, and a lot of very skillful play, which is great to see. And I suppose from now on as well, any games now, as we're seeing, the weather is starting to get back to the typical Irish weather again, raining and all that. So that makes for, I suppose, very tricky handling conditions, throughout the game. But it's great to see the high scoring as well, and it is getting to the business end of the championship too. And you just said the under-19s there as well.
Yeah, there a lot of the games are very high scoring, but even the games I've gotten to see so far within my own club and other clubs, the teams are really pushing each other to score, and it's not, on the scoreline it might sound one-sided, and at times it can be, and that's understandable. But like the teams, they don't give up and they keep pushing to get their own scores on the board, which is just like brilliant to see. Yeah, the weather is going to be challenging and it's going to be dark. I know our game this Friday, I think we're the only game this Friday. So that could potentially be under lights. I don't know. It just depends how dark the pitch gets. But thankfully, over the last week or 2 weeks, the weather has been decent enough, especially last weekend. Like it was beautiful. It was almost too warm to play in. So it's never just the perfect weather. That's what you can expect in Ireland, isn't it? But
That's it.
hopefully it doesn't affect it too much. There's a nice. I like it personally when there's a nice balance. It's maybe a few clouds in the sky, light drizzle. I'll tolerate it, but hopefully it's not lashing on anyone come over the next few weeks anyway.
That's it, and of course, the people that don't get mentioned as well, and but are yet very vital. Despite, I mean, we've seen it in all the games throughout the season. No matter what the weather, hail, rain, wind, or snow, or sunshine, or whatever, is the supporters getting out there, getting behind their clubs, getting behind the young players and all that, and cheering them on, and the weather doesn't put them off, and that's great to see. But also the men in the middle, the good old referees, the people that people like to give off about, and they're making bad decisions. But it's like in all sports, if it wasn't for the referees, there'd be no games.
That's it. I mean, between referees, club volunteers, and the supporters, I mean, that's just what makes football. Like, aside from the players, obviously, but if we didn't have refs, the games wouldn't go on. If we didn't have the clubs and the club executives and the volunteers that get the pitch ready and make sure that the pitch is playable for the girls as well, again, wouldn't happen. And the supporters, I mean, it's just brilliant to see on the sideline all the support that the ladies football is getting. And of course, like you can say that around the board, ladies, men's, camogie, hurling, rugby, whatever it be, it having the supporters there always makes a difference. So it's great to see the ladies football, sort of bringing all these people together and people gathering at ladies football matches.
And of course, I have to say, like when the games that I do get to go to, around the county as well. To be fair, the standard of refereeing is quite high, and that's a testament, I suppose, to the training that they get through the county board and all that. It is great to see it.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have a big selection of refs as well, of ladies football refs, and they do tremendous work. There's various different age groups happening all sometimes in the same week or even sometimes the same day, and some of them will be dual. They'll do the men's and the ladies. So we're very lucky to have the refs that come on board with us each year. So like we're very appreciative and very lucky, and a huge thank you to them for the refs that come every year and work with us and keep these games on the road, isn't that to keep the show on the road, isn't that it?
That's it. And I suppose, at county level as well, we're very lucky, and it's a testament to the county board and indeed the referees themselves. The standards they have, that there's some very good refs coming from Roscommon that are refereeing at county level as well, both in the men's and the ladies game.
Yeah, it's very impressive. I mean, the refs they do tremendous work. I don't know how they do it sometimes, It's a tough job, so it is, like they're on the pitch as well for 60 minutes or however long, and they have to keep an eye on everything. I mean, I certainly wouldn't be able to keep an eye on it. I just get distracted by the football that's being played. So, no, they do tremendous work, and fair play to them. That's all you can say, really, isn't it?
And of course, with the referees, another thing that comes with it is, and people mightn't think this, they have to be nearly just as fit as the players, because 60 or 70 minutes of running around the pitch, I tell you, it's no mean feat. I've done it myself for many years, and I'm sure you have as well. And especially in hot weather, like you just said earlier on, it's not easy, so that they have to put in their own training behind closed doors.
Yeah, it's something that people wouldn't think about, but like we said, we're just blessed with the refs that we have, and it's great to have them on board.
That's it. And of course, I suppose another thing too, all around, both the players, the management, referees, and all that's involved, all the stakeholders, I suppose, to an extent that I mean, is sometimes from year to year, the rules change as well, and that's kind of not easy to adapt to either for players or the referees, because you're kind of thinking, oh right, well, what rules are in this year, and what rules are taken out, or what rule changes are there. So, and that can be that's another aspect of it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, well, all fairness, we're very lucky that the LGFA do release a rules booklet, or all the information. They really do. They're very good for giving us all the updates, and whether it be rules or whatever it may be, in regards to LGFA, and they're very good at presenting it to us. So they have it on their Facebooks and their Instagrams and their social media, as well as sending it to us on emails. And then again, members of the county board and people like management and clubs and everything, they are keeping an eye on it, because it's essential. That's how you go from year to year. It's the same if you're in school and there's a new course work coming out, or it's the same if there's a new book in next year for whatever subject it may be. You got to keep going, keep progressing, it's really to keep learning, isn't that it?
Yeah.
So between the refs and all the club members and county members, county board members, it is a thing to keep your eye on. And as well at player level, it's very important that players know the rules. So like if anyone has any wants any more information, I think we have a link on our own website. But if you ever just have 5 minutes to yourself, go in and look up the ladies Gaelic website, and they have everything there for everyone at their own disposable, is the word disposable?
Yeah. In their own time, yeah. And I suppose another thing about it too is, we said in the ladies games, I suppose to a certain extent the rules are relatively untouched compared to, we said, the men's game. Or is that a fair thing to say? Because there hasn't been that many changes to the rules over the last, we say, 6-7 years.
I'm not really sure on my answer on that. I might have to have a look at the rules myself a bit more often. I know,
my experience from what I've seen, I think it's more or less the same. They haven't. Yeah, but
I do know there was a new rule. I think it was brought in this year, where the goalie takes all kickouts from, is it either the 13 or the 20? Don't quote me on it. But all the kickouts is from the same line this year, which is a big advantage to goalies as well, because the box around the square, it's not enough sometimes. So it's great to have, the extra few yards pushing the game back into the middle of the pitch again. I found that an interesting rule anyway that was brought in this year. But yeah, I definitely want to look into that now. You have my brains and my brains. That's not a word. That's not the word I want to. But you have my brain taking over.
Yeah.
I look into that now. You've me intrigued.
That's it. And of course, I suppose the other things with the men's game as well is they have the short kick out, the long kick out, the offense, the mark, and all things like that. I'm not sure whether that's in the ladies' game. I haven't But I suppose also that actually talking about things like that as well, we have to mention Joanne Craig, who made her debut for her Aussie Rules club recently. That's great. That's great to see, along with another Aussie, I suppose, Jenny Shine.
Yeah, very impressive. We got word that Joanne was making her debut, so we wanted to make sure that that was known. I don't think I've got word yet that Jenny has made her debut yet. I could be wrong. I've had a busy week. I'm back up into Dublin, back up to Dublin for college now at the moment. So I have to get back into the stride of keeping up with the social media. But as of so far, I don't think she started, but two very impressive former Roscommon players, and it's going to be great to be able to follow it because is it on TG Cahir now?
Yeah, it's great to see it.
It's brilliant that the coverage is there for us and everything. And then there's a Instagram and Facebook account dedicated for all the Irish players as well. They're updating us constantly as well. So, maybe click the follow button and you'll see some of our own Rossies playing. But, girls and women around Ireland, there's plenty of Irish players over there. So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting game to watch if anyone has a chance to, sit down for 5 minutes and see it. It's usually on Saturdays and Sundays. So I would recommend watching it.
That's it, because I suppose really when you compare the two sports, the only difference really is, I mean, if you're good at Gaelic, it's a great kind of interchange, because I mean the only difference between the two sports really is the shape of the ball. Everything else is more or less kind of the same.
No, I definitely think having the background in Gaelic football is such an advantage. The Australian football, it's a bit more physical as well, and obviously you mentioned the shape of the ball, but excuse me, like very interesting game. And it's something that it would be very interesting to try. I think I don't know when I'll get the chance, but maybe in the future, fingers crossed, who knows. But yes, we'd just like to wish Jenny and Joanne the best of luck going forward with their clubs as well. And we'll see how their rounds go, and hopefully it leads to something in the end. Hopefully they get to bring some silver home back to their Australian clubs.
That's it. And of course, I suppose we've all seen it over the last 10, 20, 40 years or whatever, is the obviously there's the international rules in men's. I don't think it's in it for women, but that would be an interesting thing, I suppose, for female players to do. Wouldn't it be nice? I suppose, the Irish players being able to go over to Australia, and the Australian players being able to come over to Ireland every couple of years. It'll be a nice kind of social or networking thing to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, any chance you get to try a new sport, or go over to another country and try a new sport, or even going over and still playing Gaelic, there's a lot of organizations playing Gaelic abroad. It's not just Ireland, So anything that you can do to be involved, I think it's a brilliant opportunity, and I definitely recommend to everyone to give it a go.
That's it. Well, listen, thanks very much, Ellen, for taking the time out to do Roscommon LGFA with us, and we look forward to looking back on those games that you just talked about there. We look forward to looking back on them next week.
Thank you for having me again.
No problem. Thanks very much. And that was Ellen Hynes, the PRO, the acting PRO for Roscommon LGFA.